I don't necessarily want to bring on employees because I like the flexible lifestyle that I live. My life has been travel and tourism, marketing, and then everything about a hotel operation for 5 years. It's a grind. It's not like you're going to have an app or you're going to start this business and you're going to start coaching and all of a sudden all these people are going to be right there. You know, we launch the app and you don't even have anybody on the app. So it's building your network and being able to distribute through that network. I knew that Passion was a tool that I could give people what they needed to be successful. Speaking at conferences is the number one way to drive traffic to the website, to me, to the app.
200K a month times 12, 2.4 million.
Yeah, I mean, give or take a little bit, yeah.
Welcome Mandy Murry to the show. Mandy is coaching independent hotels for revenue, operations, marketing, and guest experience success. She has a hospitality concierge app, is an author and travel lover. Mandy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
100%. So let's take it away with what's your mission on this planet and what inflection point made you actually start your business?
Yeah, so my mission on this planet, wow, it's a big topic right off the start. So you know, I've always wanted to help people. So my mission is to help people. And I think that what has happened in my world is that I've always been involved in the hospitality and travel industry. And so because of that, like that's where I throw my time and my energy, and I'm out there helping boutique hotel owners and independent hotel owners. So I don't work with chains, but my mission is to help them give people the experiences and the memories that we all love to create. So in helping people, I love to help people kind of find their dreams in travel.
Awesome. And what inflection point made you start this?
So I owned a hotel and I sold it with my husband. We sold it in July of 2022. And I had a lot of people reaching out and requesting services. And so I started a consulting business and um, found passion and knew that passion was a way to actually help a lot more people because my time is limited. So I do have one-on-one clients, but I knew that passion was a tool that I could give people what they needed to be successful.
Love it. So before the whole passion journey, and let's say you owned a hotel, right? Like, was that your previous life? Like you pretty much owned a hotel, or was there? What did you do in your previous life, essentially?
Yes,
Like,
so well, I mean, we don't have a long time here. I can go on
okay,
forever. But I'll give you like little like I started my career as a travel agent. So when I said I've been involved in travel, it's been since I was actually 16. So started my career as a travel agent, was in travel and tourism, had a marketing company. When I met my husband, he owned the hotel, and so I bought into the business and we ran the hotel and we sold it obviously like right at the end of kind of the pandemic, how you look at that. So my life has been travel and tourism, marketing, and then, you know, full scale everything about a hotel operation for 5 years.
very clear, very clear. Let's move on to the section I call the offer. So today, what's the offer that the customer would buy from you, and what value do they get?
So the offer, and we're talking exclusively about the app.
No, it can be no, like the app can be a part of it. Could also be if you do like one-on-one with Zoom or whatever. Like essentially the core offer of your business. The app could be
Right.
an additional accessory, like so. I don't know. So
Right.
what's the core offer in your business today?
Yeah. So the core offering of my business is one-on-one coaching for a hotel. So what that entails is weekly calls with me. And we cover all aspects of marketing, branding, communication, the guest experience, how to increase revenue. And so that core offering is working directly with me one on one. So expanding from that, we're now doing some PR, we're doing some marketing stuff for hotels, and really, when I decided to look at passion, that's how I was starting to build the business at first because I was going to do everything through the app. But for the app itself, I look at the core value of this is a marketing tool because if you work with me one on one, you have access to the app at no cost to you. But then everybody else coming on has access to basically get that coaching but in a different level. So yeah, that core thing with me is one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, that's very clear. Very clear. All of that delivered online, very likely. What are the price points on the low end to the very high end?
Yeah, so entry points with the app. App is the lower end, so come in at $400 annually to get access to all the courses. One-on-one coaching starts at $1,200 a month, but high end up to 20,000. So it really depends on what we're tailoring and the size of the property and what we're doing.
Love it. That's 20K a month.
20K a month.
Yeah, nice. And that includes likely some of the services you mentioned earlier, like marketing and PR services then, or what justifies that bump?
Right. Some of that bump up, it justifies some of those additional services beyond the coaching. Um, but it's all part of their strategy. So with the coaching sessions, we're constantly looking at strategy and making sure that we're hitting the goals and exceeding the goals for all of our clients.
Clear. What's the funnel from awareness to I get my credit card out and I buy something from you?
You're ready to buy something from me? Is that what you're saying?
As a potential customer, right? Let's say,
Right.
how do I find out about you and then go through the funnel to ultimately say, okay, actually, I will buy this.
Yeah. So my funnel is I have different ways. So first, my website that takes you to a free course that you get to watch, kind of an overall, it's a 45-minute explanation of what's in your business, what you can do for your business, some ideas and enhancements, and then that will bring you direct to me to book a one-on-one. So we book a one-on-one 15-minute call. And see where you're at, see how I can help you. I always believe in giving upfront because I think that's very important to give people some insight and some value. We'll even do a look at your website, and so that's sort of the funnel. And then from there, it's where do you fit in? What's good for you? Is it the app? Is it one on one? Do you need some of these additional marketing services? And we go from there.
Yeah, very clear. Um, what tools do you use to deliver the value? So the Passion app, obviously. Anything else like Zoom for the calls, maybe?
Yeah, so I mean, passion is, I think, a big part of it, right? That's a big selling point for my clients. They love that. And when I speak, we're always talking about the Passion app, and we're talking about, that we have this available for you. I have a QR code that scan with my signs. But also, every call that I do is on Zoom. I believe in face to face. We sometimes do like one on-site visits depending upon, what's necessary and what's needed. I 100% agree in face to face, and so I think I just have to do a little. Like, I'm so excited about the upgrade in the app with voice, just because it creates such a new personal level of experience, and so everything we do is personalized.
Love it. Take me on a timeline. When did you launch the business as is?
I officially launched my business in February of 2023. So I signed up with Passion last, I think, in the fall of 2022. Kind of built it out and did some tweaks from, I went through the whole process of, the 6-week coaching offer and all of that, but then really fine tuned and launched February 2023.
Got it. Let's talk about success. So what I'm trying to make sense of in my head is like the app almost a marketing tool like lead gen for the more higher priced plans, or ultimately is the idea that actually it will overtake the one-on-one things. So maybe like how many customers do you have today throughout the offer range, and what's
Right.
what's the
So on the app, we have 100 hotels using the app. On the coaching side and personalization side, we have anywhere from 10 to 18 in a month that that are working with us. Currently, we're at 18. So that's where that is. The app is basically sort of a lead gen tool for me. It's definitely I look at it as a marketing tool. But that being said, I'm this coming year in 2024 there are new goals for the app. So the app could overtake that one-on-one coaching. It just like because what happens is I'm looking at smaller properties, kind of mom and pop properties, right? They are they are going to be best for the app, right? They're not going to be able to have that 10K monthly expense because that's not possible. I know that from owning my own hotel. So we're going to do a lot of marketing to drive people to the app in 2024.
Yeah, very clear. That's great. That's great. I mean, 100 people on the app. That's 400 a year. That is 40,000. 40,000. That's a month. 3,300 something, I guess. And then you have 10K, let's say on average times 80, and that's 100. I say 180. It's 180. Yeah, 180 another 10. That is 200 200 a month, 200K a month times 12, 2.4 million a year,
Give or
ballpark.
take. Yeah. I mean, give or take a little bit. Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
insane. That's really good. Love it. Love it. Love it. How was it a year ago? Was it like much, much smaller and now like came up, or is it similar?
As far as clients and
Yeah, the business overall, let's say, I mean, obviously the app now picked up, but that's 12K. Let's say, or it's at least much smaller than what you do with one-on-one. The one-on-one business you do for longer. So
right.
likely it was a bit smaller, but not much.
Right. It was a bit small. I mean, so obviously I started this business and was I when we sold the business, we sold our hotel. I took 2 months off and traveled, and that's when I found passion. I went through that. So, I mean, I'm a big traveler myself. So, like, I call flying cloud surfing. So, I'm always on a plane. I love it. I'm inspired. So, when I really launched my business, I mean, we did not have. Let's be honest, we did not have 18 clients when I launched the business. Right? We were out there like going to all the associations. Dude, yeah, we had one client. We had one client. You know, we launched the app and you don't even have anybody on the app. So it's a grind. It's not like you're going to have an app or you're going to start this business and you're going to start coaching and all of a sudden all these people are going to like be right there. Like you have to work the business, right? So I speak at a lot of conferences, and so really we kind of hit this big point this fall. So, you know, start in February, we come out of the gate, we end up with like 3 to 5 clients right off. And then there's kind of a lull, and that this is summertime and everybody in the summer is ready to play. They're just sort of out of that winter haze, I guess, and they're like, let's go out and play. So, you know, like it's also times in my industry that the associations, all the conferences aren't happening. So you have spring where you're building up, and then by the time we hit fall, then I'm almost involved with every association and speaking. And so that's where the big growth happened. So like that number that you gave, yeah, that's very definite for 2024. For 2023, it's not that high because we've been growing over time. I mean, we're less than 12 months actually operating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was almost like nothing then 12 months ago.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. I mean, this is like super good. Like good for you. Like I love it. It's amazing. Really good.
Yeah.
Good segue as well to talk more about lead gen and customer acquisition. So is then speaking at conferences like the holy like grail to get customers, or like what are your marketing channels?
So when I started doing Google ads and Facebook ads. And I find in my industry that speaking at conferences is the number one way to drive traffic to the website, to me, to the app. So from that, we obviously have an email marketing, you know, campaign that goes out, and so there's a multitude of things. I'm not doing Google ads or Facebook ads right now, just because of the, I guess, the relationships that we've built with various associations and speaking. And so, you know, like I just got invited today to go to Hawaii in March. And so it's like now I'm like trying to figure out, you know, which conferences I can actually fit into my schedule, because I can't speak at all of them anymore.
Very clear. Do you have anything that helps you on like getting on stage, like a social following? What's your biggest channel? How big is the following in total?
Yeah, so I have a strong Instagram following. So we're probably around 25,000 followers on Instagram, and that's growing daily just as we get out. And I just came back from Dubai last week at a different conference. So we're growing globally, which is really exciting and really fun. I think that for those even using Passion, like having a social following somewhere is good, or building that, right? And depending upon the industry, so we use LinkedIn. I also belong, like, as a hospitality consultant, I also belong to a hospitality consulting group based out of Atlanta, and am their independent hotel consultant. And so that's driving LinkedIn traffic. So it's various ways, but LinkedIn isn't as strong as Instagram. But I think it's two totally different users and what they want.
Yeah. Biggest potential channel going forward? So which one?
Ooh, I think the biggest potential channel going forward for me is probably LinkedIn. Just because I'm in that B2B space more than B2C.
Just real quick before we move on, like where did you start and what was your audience size a year ago? Like which channel did you start? Also LinkedIn or Instagram?
So I've been building my Instagram for years, right? From a travel perspective. So I've built it with following for people just following my travels, to now. But I would say even in the last year, our growth has probably been 5 to 7,000 in followers in 2023.
Yeah, clear. Overhead must be moving on to overhead. Like this is likely as many as tools. We don't do ads anymore. So maybe contractors. Like what are the what are your expenditures?
Yeah, so my overhead expenditures are obviously travel when I'm speaking. So that's one, right? I've got travel. I have an assistant that's sort of like the right hand that works probably a total of 2 or 3 days a week at max. And then obviously software tools. So we have a bunch of different tools in place with that we use for PR. We have tools in place that we use for email marketing. Obviously our passion investment, like, um, our expenditures are in line, and I'm in a place where it's like I don't necessarily want to bring on employees because I like the flexible lifestyle that I live. And so that's where we're looking at expanding the app more than expanding that one-on-one.
Now, very clear. Can you like let's talk about the future? Can you get it up to? I mean, let's say you're at 2 million something. Can you get it up to 10, like 8 figures? Can you crack 8 figures by yourself? And what's the best strategy to win big in the
Yeah,
next 12
so
months?
so can that happen? I think absolutely yes. I mean, we're kind of in the discussion phase right now of, like, next step, where's the growth, and how do we do this? So I think yes, I think it'll be working with larger hospitality companies. So the larger one-on-one contract. And honestly driving more people to the app and more app awareness. So I think it can absolutely happen. It's just doing it.
Clear. Um, just real quick, how do you drive more people to the app? Because you're like, oh, speaking on conferences, that's not scalable unless you speak at more conferences. You
Right.
don't
So
pay them.
so
Get it.
yeah, I think we're gonna do some of our own PR work as well. That will go out. So we'll drive people that way. Yes, speaking at conferences, but being a part of associations is really key because of the access that you get to other association members, right? From hotel owners to people. So it's building your network, and being able to distribute through that network.
Yeah, clear. What's the biggest thing holding you back?
Time.
Yeah, klar. It's obvious. Like you're by yourself. You have some people that leverage you, but still, every hour you need to like make sure that you do the right thing. Let's move over to a section I call the famous five. You can answer in one word.
Okay.
What's your favorite book or business book?
Favorite book or business book right now is Unreasonable Hospitality.
Makes sense. What's the favorite person you are studying, your role model?
I have always been a fan of, now that you say that, look at me, I'm like totally, Richard Branson.
Uh, yeah, it actually also makes sense. uh, favorite social media channel for inspiration?
Um, for inspiration, wow, I think that I'm an Instagram user, so I still think it's Instagram.
Favorite online tool for building your company?
Oh, favorite online tool for building my company. Wow, that's a good one. Um, Obviously Passion, I have to say that. But so I like Instantly AI, which is a email. So yeah, there's several, but I'll give that one out.
Biggest thing on your mind right now?
Getting my stuff done so I can actually get on a flight to go to the Bahamas in New York on Monday on Christmas Day.
That makes sense. Quick personal section. How many hours do you sleep per night?
Oh, I definitely sleep 7 hours a night.
What's the situation? Married, single, any kids?
Married. We have two daughters, 24 and 21.
Awesome. What's your age?
I am 42.
Amazing. So, final question, because we also want to give some advice to the audience. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what's the best piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Wow, I think I would say trust the process.
Trust the process. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, so trust the process. I mean, my 20-year-old self had cancer. Um, and so, I had cancer 3 times in my 20s. So I think, at 20 years old, my life I wanted to travel the world and do all this stuff, and all of a sudden things happened that I was not doing that. And so I think just like trust the process of like this is exactly where you are, where you're supposed to be. And keep working towards all your goals because they can come true.
Love it. So, almost like life happens for you, not to you.
Yeah.
Mm. Love it. Love it. Okay, so this is Mandy Murray. She's a coach. She's coaching independent hotels to do better with revenue and guest experience. She had a hotel herself with her husband that she sold, and today she's doing coaching. She has an app. She also does one-on-one coaching. Price points are from $400 a year all the way up to 20K a month. Um, she's completely crushing it. Started the business off like from zero. Today is in good 7 figures, and has a clear plan on how to take this to the next level. Speaking at conferences is like a really important aspect to making that happen. She has a small social media following of 25K on Instagram that helps her to do that as well. But also networking and referrals within the hospitality scene is really, really important. She's big on Instagram, but LinkedIn is actually a channel where the hospitality world is. So that's like something she wants to double down on. Cost and team is lean and mean. She spends more time on travel and tools and has a few assistants that has an assistant that works part-time if needed. She knows how to grow further, and we'll focus on more large hospitality groups now. She's a Richard Branson fan, and has crushed it so far. So thank you so much for sharing your passion and taking us to the next level.
Thank you so much for having me.